Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you for being with me again today. This article that I have here has to do with Ukrainian intelligence and military intelligence, talking about how much longer Russia is capable to conduct war in Ukraine, and what could be the options after the Russian military and Russian economy, who supports the Russian military, runs out of energy or anything that the resources. So these guys have the answer. So this is from the new Voice of Ukraine from today, June 10th, 2022. And this is the title. Kremlin may try to freeze war in Ukraine, military intelligence says. Russia has the economic resources to continue its war against Ukraine at its current pace for a year, after which the Kremlin might try to, I'm quoting, freeze, end quote, the conflict. Ukrainian military intelligence spokesman Vadim Skibitsky has said in an interview with UK newspaper The Guardian, and I'm quoting, the Kremlin leadership might try to freeze the war for a certain period of time in order to convince the West to lift sanctions, but then continue its aggression. Their goal is all of Ukraine and more, said Skibitsky. Skibitsky, I think you're an exhibitionist. I don't think that's true. But if it's not going to be true, I want you to come and apologize for what you said here, because that means you have a very poor judgment and you are in power of something here, right? The spokesman, military intelligence spokesman. So when this will not be factual, I want Sibinski to come and say, I'm a Rita, and I don't know much, and I'm here in this position because of the corrupt government of Ukraine, and I apologize. I will just submit my resignation, and I'm gonna go and catch dogs in Kharkiv or Kiev. Okay, that we're not. Let's say Kiev will not be occupied. I would like him to do that, and believe me, I will remember this guy, and I remember this video, and I will call him out again. Not that he would care, because he's an intelligence spokesman in Ukraine, right? So easy, so easy. So Russia is now launching much fewer missile strikes, the Ukrainian military intelligence official noted. The Russians are also using all Soviet X-22 missiles from the 1970s, which indicate that the invaders are running out of precision-guided missiles, he said. Could be. That could be one reason. The other one is they don't need to, because they're winning. So if you're winning, you're not gonna use the top of the game missiles, the expensive one, the good ones. You're gonna use the cheap one because they work. So if it works, why should I use the other one? So probably they use the expensive one and they're good ones when they need it, and now they don't need it. We beat your butt, you're on the defensive, you're gonna lose, so we use the what? 1930s tanks, T-32s and T-34s or whatever, T-34s. We're gonna use what? Regular bazooka launchers from Vietnam War, and that's it. Because they were involved there too, weren't they? Nevertheless, we're probably going to use MiG-15 now. They're going to take their MiG-35 out of the sky. They're going to say, guys, bring the MiG-15s, the one from Korea War. Let's go. How about that? No. So could that be Zbilinsky, Balgalinsky, who the hell you are here? So no, that could be an indicator of what you said. I agree with that. That could be the case. You're running out of your stock. Now you go back to the second tier and so on. But if you go back low, you lower your capabilities, that means you're going to lose. So you're not losing. So not losing, that means you guys are losing. So we don't have to employ those ones. We're going to employ, as I said, regular grenades, and we're going to use the AK-47s. We're not going to use any modified version of AKs anymore because we don't need to, because you're losing. Could that be? I'm just, I'm picking the other side now just to show, because I'm a little upset with this guy, how he interprets things in a very ideological way, not in a professional way. In a professional way, you have to get the data. You like it, you don't like it, you analyze it, and you come with a conclusion. This guy, no, those are bad, we are winning. And he starts from there, and then he puts things together to match this idea. So, nevertheless, this is about the freezing thing. The war will be long done in a year. That's my assessment, but I might be wrong. But I would give it at least 80%, 85%, 90% is going to be over. Secondly, look at the Russian oil and gas. So they get revenue more than before. So I don't know what these guys are talking about. It doesn't know anything, or he's just living in a bubble. Didn't he read anything from his West mass media friends' informational apparatus? The Russians are making more money now than they were making before the sanctions, selling oil to the rest of the world because they're isolated, quote unquote. So how do you expect? You see how little information this intelligence spokesman has, and he's right there. He's right there, and he talks. He can talk, but he can. He's gonna make a fool of himself because it's obvious what he says is dumb. It is dumb. Yeah, they're gonna be done in a year. That's all the capabilities. Based on what? On the productions of the weapons? Possible. But remember, the Russians did not switch yet their economy into or industry in a war industry like the Second World War. They're not there. They're not desperate. They're using old things now because they don't need to use the most sophisticated. If they get in trouble and don't have rockets and don't have tanks and don't have that, they're gonna switch from peace industry to war industry. Boy, you don't know anything. Did you read anything? Did you go in any schools? Did you do anything? How in the hell you're in that position? I don't understand. And this guy we support, so he's gonna win. They're gonna win. This guy's gonna win. I don't want him to win. I don't want this guy to win. I want this guy to be fired. That's what I want. Why? Because he's doing a disservice to Ukrainian intelligence apparatus, military. He's just all right, Emil. Take it easy. So we start over with this. I'm just saying Russia will not be done in a year. As I said, if necessary, if they see they're losing, they will switch it into the war industry. Boom. First, Russia makes more money from selling their resources than they made before the sanctions. Fact. What do you want? So I don't see that happening. And if they will not make, they will find a way to do it. Russia will not lose. Will not lose. I guarantee you they will not lose. And why do I guarantee you that? It's kind of impossible looking at the situation as it is. You have the ace in your sleeve, which is nuclear weapons. How can you use with nuclear weapons? Well, you can say, well, United States lost in Vietnam, or look, in Korea, right? And they had nuclear weapons then, and they didn't do anything with it. Well, from what I know, it was the political class who really had the American military fight like this in Vietnam and in Korea. In Korea, the problem was that the Chinese intervened and then they pushed them back. So that was China got angry and said, hey, you're too close. Let's go back. But in Vietnam, it's true that if United States had the capability to raise it like this, they will use napalm and other, weapons that mass destruction, but they didn't use the nuclear ones. But if they had the capability, but the military was not allowed to use not those weapons, but other weapons and more resources to take care of stuff. They were not allowed to do that. I think they would have been able to take care of things in Vietnam. I think the political system and other weasels in the administration and the elite circles did not allow that to happen. That's my assessment from what I read and what I listened to. Thank you very much for being with me again today. No freeze in a year. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.